The state governor, Senator Ben Ayade, has commended the gallantry of the fallen heroes who fought to protect the territorial integrity of the nation. Governor Ayade made the commendation during a Muslim religious worship to mark the 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Week held at the 13th Brigade Central Mosque in Calabar. The governor, who was represented by the chief imam of Calabar South, Imam Kabir Karimu, acknowledged that the enormous contribution of our fallen and serving officers of the armed forces have kept Nigeria as one indivisible nation. He therefore called for prayers and assistance in any form to ameliorate the plight of the families of soldiers who lost their lives by defending the country.
That make sure you are mindful of what you do for the sake of tomorrow. With these heroes, they sacrificed their life yesterday, with today we are celebrating them. And that is the teaching of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in one of his words, he said, those who fight in the cause of humanity, trying to protect life and property, for they have a better place in the sight of God Almighty Allah. So that is why we are here today.
In his sermon, the chief imam of the 13th Brigade Central Mosque, Imam Hussuleman Elijah, explained that the Muslim religious worship is held across all Muslim mosques in the country to honor and pray for peaceful repose of the souls of the fallen heroes. He disclosed that commanders in some army formation have offered educational scholarship to children of the deceased soldiers, organized medical outreach, skill acquisition training, among others, and call on philanthropists as well as non-governmental organizations to emulate the gesture.
While they have fought for the peace of the nation and they lost their life, they sacrificed their life for the nation, which Islamically says that the highest in which a person can offer or give out to his nation is to give his life, which is very, very, very rare, very difficult as human beings. Life is the sweetest thing which somebody cannot give up. But we, the armed forces, in fact, we fight and we do not care whether in the course of performing our duties and roles that we ought to give out our life to secure peace.
Speaking in an interview, the State Commissioner for Humanity and Social Welfare, Mrs. Blessing Egbara, who spoke through the Special Assistant and Legal Advisor to the Ministry, Barrister Sylvester Inyang, described the Jumat service as an important segment of the Armed Forces Remembrance Celebration designed to appreciate on the selfless contribution of the unknown soldiers, which expose their dependents to untold hardship. She appeals to members of the public to identify with the cells of Armed Forces Remembrance emblem as the proceeds will be channeled toward support of the families of the victims of war.
The gallantry of Nigerian Armed Forces during the First and Second World War are very notable experiences. Most of them, as it is common knowledge again, paid the supreme sacrifice by losing their lives. So many others got maimed, for life, thereby exposing their dependents to very horrible and terrible difficulties and hard situations. Here in Nigeria, the several uprisings internally that had almost stampeded and truncated the peace that we are enjoying, had been curtailed to a reasonable extent because of, again, the gallantry of our armed forces in Nigeria.
The well-attended Muslim religious worship had in attendance the GOC 13th Brigade Nigeria Army Commander, Road Safety Corps, Commissioner of Police, State Chairman, Nigerian Legion, among others. For CRBC, Samuel Diwa reporting.